Hey, what's going on, everybody? This is Nathan and Edgar with The Grind Don't Stop, and today we're going to be talking about how we started our business.
Alright guys, so we've been in business, this is going to be our third year. What made us get started was actually me and Nathan, and we've been friends for a long time. And we always wanted to do something, and we always just talked about it, but we never did. And one time we were, I think we were at IHOP or something, and we kind of just talking about it again. I was like, hey, he was telling me about his new job that he had just got at Mercedes, and he was detailing there. So I was like, hey, he knows how to detail. Like, I want to start something, he could teach me, maybe we could work together. All right, so we've been in business for, this is gonna be our third year, I believe. And we started because we always said we wanted to do something. Me and Nathan and a few of the friends, we always said, hey, let's do something, let's start our own business, let's be our own boss. Let's make money together and stuff like that, but it never happened. And then one day, me and Nathan were kind of just talking, we were kind of taking things a little more serious. And we just sat down and it's like, hey, what if we do pressure washing? So I was like, okay, it looks like pressure washing seems like a good business. And at the time, Nathan had started detailing as at his job. And I was like, what if we combine both of those together? Because we're already gonna buy a pressure washer. All else, we thought at the time, all else we needed was just more chemicals.
Yeah, and just from the start, I kind of always just liked the idea of just being my own boss. And since Edgar and me and him were just talking about it, I wanted to go for that. And so after a while, the pressure washing thing kind of wasn't working out, and we kind of just started leaning more toward detailing just because I had a little bit more experience in that. And I was able to teach Edgar the things I knew, so we kind of just went on from there.
So when we decided to start, we went over to like Home Depot or Lowe's, I think.
Yeah.
And then we got a pressure washer, we got the surface cleaner to clean like the concrete when we were doing pressure washing for homes and stuff like that. And it was going okay. It got like one or two houses. Well, we did my house first.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
That was the first one that we practiced on. It was actually funny because my dad drove by and he saw us pressure washing and he was like, hey, that's a good idea. You guys should do it as a business. And we're like, yeah, that's actually what we're trying to do. So it was pretty funny that he said that. So one of the things that we actually were doing as well, I don't know, Nathan, you remember, but we were doing the trash bins.
Oh yeah, that was so fun. We figured since we already had the pressure washer, we kind of just started doing like different jobs here and there. So we did like pressure washing concrete, and then we figured, let's pressure wash trash cans, clean up people's trash cans. And so we started doing that, and we started getting a few leads here and there. And we kind of found out that it was not fun. It was just pretty nasty. We would like spray trash cans and all that stuff would just come back on our face.
And this was at the peak of COVID as well, so we're still a little bit afraid of everything that was going on. So we were just kind of thinking like, we're getting all the nasty germs and things in our face. So it was like, we did it and everything. We made a little bit of money. I think we were charging like $25.
Yeah,
per can.
It was just like $25 to get all disgusting after each can. It was just kind of like beginning not to be worth it for us.
Right. And then there was one time that you almost threw up, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it was just, trash can was so nasty, and that was just taking forever. It was bad.
I think it took us like literally over an hour, and he almost threw up. No, wait, I almost threw up too. It was nasty.
It was just a horrible experience.
Yeah, we definitely don't want to do it again. I know there's other people who do it with actual trucks, which makes it a lot easier. That way you don't have to be spraying it in your face. But yeah, just with the pressure washer no on, definitely not something we would do again. So currently the way we split profit is we keep everything in the business, and at the end of the year, we just do owner's draw, and we do 50-50. So whatever is left over after all expenses, that's what we end up doing. But this year, I convinced Nathan. It was my idea because I felt like I was working a lot myself, just because we still have jobs other than detailing. So I was doing a lot of work during the week while he was working, and I told him, hey, how about whenever we're not both working together, we'll have like an hourly wage for that other person. That way, since they are putting more of their own time, they get paid for it as well. So we started doing that as well, and so far it's working pretty good. because I've been able to do more jobs just because I know that I'll get a little bit of money paid from that on top of the profit that we'll make at the end of the year when we do the owner's draw again.
So our ultimate goal, I think we pretty much just kind of just want to get like just the consistent business where we can just have business like constantly and just have like crews that can just go out to these places to clients' houses, while we kind of just like manage things from one location.
Yeah, I mean that's kind of what I want as well. I've been telling Nathan just from the very beginning that ideally I don't want to be detailing for the rest of my life, but I see this as a good stepping stone to start this business. Let's grow it to a point where it's profitable for both of us, and then we just continue growing and just take those profits and invest in other things. There's a lot of other areas that we can invest in, such as real estate. That's something I've been looking at. We've been buying some properties ourselves, but we want to step that up even more to get more properties. So that's kind of one of the things I want to do is just make the business profitable and then just use that money for other things. Our biggest struggle that we're dealing with right now is actually time. The reason why I say time is because sometimes we don't have enough time to do all the customers we want to do, especially when we have like friends and family that reach out, just because we're limited on the amount of appointments we could do per week because Nathan still has a full-time job, and I actually went part-time myself. So I'm able to invest more time in it, and we'll talk later about that in another video. But it's still not enough time to handle our current customers and new customers that are coming along. So sometimes when someone will reach out to us, it'll take us like maybe 2 to 3 weeks to actually get to them, just because we do service at small dealership that we mentioned in the other videos, and then we have our just regular maintenance clients that we're taking care of. And sometimes when customers reach out, and especially if it's like a bigger vehicle, for me, if it's a bigger vehicle, I really want Nathan to be there, or sometimes we hire one of my brothers to help us out, just because it is going to take longer, especially now that it's still the summer. It is getting hotter and stuff like that, so it's harder for us, or harder for me to actually do it. So I'd rather have help. So sometimes instead of booking it right away, I'll book it into like a Saturday or a Sunday where Nathan can help me.
Yeah, and it's just been kind of like hard. Just like myself, I have a full-time job, and I would like to have be able to do more in the business and actually have more appointments during the week. But right now, it's just kind of like I'm kind of debating whether or not just to go all in on the business or kind of just see how things play out. But yeah, since it is the summer, things are going to get busier, which happened for us last year when they started getting springtime and summertime. It started getting busy for us. I remember we would like after work I would do details, and Edgar in the morning would do details, but we're just missing all that time in between in the morning and the afternoon when we could be having appointments. But so we're kind of just having struggle with the whole time thing in our full-time jobs.
All right, that's one of the reasons why I went part-time, just because I know this summer is going to be even busier, just because of all our repeat clients. And since we do service a small dealership, they give us plenty of business as well. So this is going to be the first year servicing them and our own customers during summer. So hopefully, we'll convince Nathan here to go part-time with me.
Maybe eventually. I am thinking about it, taking this business a little more seriously or just going all into it, because I see it as like a very profitable business. And obviously there's people out here doing it and making good profit. So I am thinking about it.
So one of the things that we probably would have done differently if we would have started all over again is focusing more on the detailing side of the business and not going into the pressure washing. Just because we did end up buying a few different things, a few different chemicals we were just trying out. It is definitely a good business to be in. We just found it easier to detail. We just able to get more leads right away just in detailing instead of pressure washing. So you probably would have done that differently.
Yeah, and I know like people like for pressure washing, there was like people who were like interested, but when we say how much we charge, they were just like, oh, never mind. And so when we started doing detailing, there was just a whole lot more people just more interested. But I think one of the things would have done differently is probably just try to figure out our like our packages and our maintenance packages and stuff like that. Just because we're just trying to figure things out. Like our first year, we were just kind of like either doing too much work or doing too little, or we're just trying to figure out, or charging too little,
Right.
charging too much. We're just trying to figure things out.
We actually used to have a basic wash. Our first wash was just like, what, $30,
Yeah.
and it was like inside and out, and we were just undercharging the customer. But yeah, we'll definitely do that differently. And another thing, like Nathan had mentioned, is our first year we were just trying to figure out what we were doing and our packages and everything like that. But one thing I would have liked to have done is just keep up with all those customers. That's something that we didn't do, and we kept like maybe 1 or 2 our first year customers. But I wish I would have talked to them more and explained to them the benefits of being in a maintenance plan now that we know more about it. Our second year we did better. We have a lot of our second year customers with us still. So we're hopefully our third year customers will keep on staying, and then it'll just add up where we have a list of clientele that are constantly giving us business. All right, so that's how we started our detailing business. If you haven't already started your own detailing business or any other business that you're considering, definitely advise you just go ahead and start. Me and Nathan, we always talked about it, and it took us like maybe at least 3-4 years to actually do something. So always just saying, hey, let's do something, but we never did until finally one day we did. And once we started and we saw, it wasn't easy. It definitely was not easy. But when we started, we're like, all right, we could do this.
And I would just also kind of encourage that, like y'all go, all into it. Obviously, set your priorities first, but now I'm kind of at the point where I wish I had started earlier, like just going all into it. But yeah, I highly encourage y'all to start y'all's business.
Yeah, it's definitely, I think it's the time for it. Just do it now. That way you won't have any regrets in the future. I wish I would have started when I was 18. I see a lot of people on YouTube that start very, very early, and I wish I'd have done that myself. And sometimes I just imagine like, whoa, our business would have been if we would have started at 18 or 19 when we first met. So I think that would have been pretty amazing. I think we'd probably have a shop and all those type of things by now. We would have continued from the beginning.
So thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great day. Please subscribe, share this video with your friends and family. Follow us on Instagram and TikTok, and hope you guys have a nice day.
All right, take care, guys.